Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Joey Gollum. I'm the Program's Outreach and Engagement Manager here at ENACT. And on behalf of the entire ENACT staff, welcome to ENACT's 2018 Show Up! We have a terrific show for you tonight. Our students and teaching artists have worked really hard, and we have some amazing special guests with us. But before we show up, I just want to let you know, so Show Up is technically, it is the culmination of the work that we do all year with students in our public schools, strengthening our safe and supportive learning environments and delivering social emotional education, transforming classrooms into schools into safe spaces where students, parents, and teachers can thrive. So raise your hand in the audience if you have ever seen an ENACT workshop before. Oh, great. Or if you've ever participated in an ENACT PD or an institute, or if you've ever been to Show Up before, raise your hand. Great. So if you've ever witnessed or experienced ENACT's work, you can attest to how powerful and transformative our unique and original method is. So we strive to bring this program to more communities. So we ask your help in getting the word out about our work. So I'm sure you have your phone out or near you right now, and we definitely invite you to tweet, to share, to Instagram, to tell people that you're here. You can do it right this moment if you want. There are hashtags and handles on your program in the front. And then after you do that, after you let people know that you're here and supporting ENACT, you can silence your phone so we don't disturb the show. So thank you. We also have a photo booth right out there in the lobby with the hashtag #IStandFor, which is a big theme in our show tonight. And so we invite you to write on a little card what you stand for and to pose, and you can share that hashtag #IStandFor on social media as well. So how else can you show up for ENACT and for our students? So ENACT, as you probably know, is a nonprofit organization. Hello. So we rely on contributions from individuals like yourself, and we are very grateful to the community, the village that we have that supports us all the time. We know that it takes a village to do our work. And so we are so grateful to the foundations, to the community-based organizations, and to all of our partners that help us support us. And we are definitely grateful for you for coming tonight and for anything that you're able to give tonight. So outside of the lobby is our community of care. You'll see these really cute little houses, and each house represents one of our many partners that help to make our work possible. And so you can participate in that if you want to, if you're able to donate some cash tonight, or a check. There's information above the community of care and in your program about how you can do that or donate online. So we really appreciate every donation, really counts. So this year, ENACT is actually celebrating 30 years of working in New York City public schools. So let's hear it for that. And we hope to continue this for 30 more and much more than that. And so during the performance, we just ask, it's a small theater and the seats are a little creaky, so please try to remain as quiet as possible out of respect for our performers. And without further ado, I'm talking a lot. So I do want to introduce our CEO, our president, and our founder, and the director of tonight's show, Diana Feldman. You might not like a surprise at this moment, but because we are celebrating 30 years, we of course wanted to take a moment and celebrate you and honor you for everything that you've done for ENACT, for the students, for the families, for the faculty, for our teaching artists. And so I'm going to invite Emily Ward, who has been a long-time teaching artist with us, to just quickly say something. Those are for you.
And I've been with ENACT for 21 years.
Wow.
That's a long time. And there's a reason why. Diana created this amazing institution that is ENACT. And we've worked in as many as 60, 70 schools a year. Diana is so dedicated to this program. She always wants to make it better. She's always looking for new research. She's always looking for new tools to give teaching artists. And she comes from a place of love with this work. This work is truly transformational. I wouldn't have stayed along so long if it wasn't helping me to continue to grow. We're so grateful that you've allowed so many of us to go into these schools and and remind kids that the most important thing is respect for themselves and respect for others. The tools that we can arm these kids with will take them as far as they want to go. You bring such love to this work, and we love you, and I want to just take it off. I didn't want to dare take it out of its plastic all this time, and I don't have my eyeballs right now. I'm so sorry. But I did want to say one thing about Diana. Diana can get federal buildings unlocked on Sundays. That's kind of what she's done with this business. She is insistent on growth and on getting these partnerships to blossom, and she just brings everything she's got to this game, and thank you so much.
I think I told you. I think I told you that Emily can find the words to make a joke, and under the most tough, difficult circumstances. And I mentioned before, some of you saw us introducing our amazing teaching artists who have been with us for many of them for 20 years. It's really unusual and it makes me feel really old. However,
I was going to say happy 30th. It's nice to be 30 again.
It's nice to be 30 again. So there's really not much more for me to say, except it is our kids that are our teachers and actually do help keep us young with their hope and their resilience during some of the most difficult obstacles that I think you and I would really have challenges with. This is a program that is funded by the City Council, and we're very grateful. It's a dropout prevention program. That means there's students who've missed a lot of school for really important reasons. And they didn't miss a day coming to an ENACT rehearsal. So we know when in the right circumstances, they show up. And when they feel supported and cared about, they show up. And it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to us that you show up. So without further ado, there's someone who showed up for us that we're really thrilled to have. And that is Cynthia Germanata and Shadell Esteban from the Born This Way Foundation. And they're here with us tonight. I want to tell you something about the Born This Way Foundation. They too are incredibly committed to supporting the wellness of young people and really empowering them to create a kinder and a braver world. Shadil started with the Born This Way Foundation as a member of a youth committee in 2012. She has worked diligently to help raise awareness and bring light to the topic of mental awareness. Mental health and mental awareness is often looked over in our schools. It's one of the reasons kids have difficulty showing up. So we're very grateful for their work. Cynthia is the proud mother of 2 young girls. One is Stephanie, who most people may know as Lady Gaga, and Natalie. She co-founded the foundation with her daughter Lady Gaga, also in 2012. Under Cynthia's leadership as president, Born This Way Foundation has connected with tens of thousands of young people across the country and across the world. She launched innovative, youth-focused programming and conducted cutting-edge research to improve, once again, and understand mental wellness. We are very grateful to have you here, and we would love you to say a few words about you and the work that you're doing.
Again, I'm Cynthia Germanata, and this is...
Hi, I'm Shadil.
And thank you, Diane, for that wonderful introduction, for your kind words, for the tremendous work that you and ENACT have done for our city schools. It's really extraordinary. more ways than you probably know, to a lot of those children. So, but most of all, I want to thank you, the students that are here, the parents, the teachers that might be here as well, for inviting us and for welcoming us to join you, and for the role that you are playing and that the children are playing in creating a kinder and braver world, which is what our mission is all about. Diana alluded to it, that our focus is really on creating kind and positive environments for young people to thrive, and also focusing on their mental wellness, and as well as their physical wellness, their wellness of mind, their wellness of body, and we do that in a number of ways through research and a lot of on-the-ground programming and many other types of programs. I also want to, let me briefly also introduce you to Rachel Martin, who is here, who is our Deputy Executive Director, and Anthony, who is taking our photos here, or I guess a video. Resident photographer. He's a great friend of the foundation. So I started Borden's Way Foundation with my daughter, who most of you do know as Lady Gaga, and we started it because we believe in young people. How many are students here? We believe in you. That's why we started the foundation. It's because we believe in you. We believe that you represent our most passionate problem solvers. We believe that you have the ability to create effective change in a way that nobody else has. And we believe that with the right type of support from organizations like ENACT to allow your creativity and your boundless potential to thrive, that not only will you live healthy and happy lives, but you're going to change communities. You're going to transform. I came here to talk to you and tell you that, and tell you how enormously proud we are of you for hanging in there. For life can be really hard sometimes. You have demonstrated a real resilience in making it through tough times, and I know it's hard, but it's also very, very rewarding, and you have such a bright future, and we're just so very proud of you. So I just can't wait. We all can't wait to see the performance tonight, and let me see if I missed anything. No, that's it. So thank you very much. Let me turn it over to you.
Now we have the chance to honor these students who, like you've all mentioned, show up for themselves and show up for their community, and push through hardships to show their commitment for this program, their commitment for themselves, and I'm so excited to help honor these students. So without further ado, can we please have the students of Curtis High School?
Congratulations. Thank you for having us. Congratulations. Oh. We want a photo? Thank you.
To the students of Khalil Gibran. To the students of Long Island City High School. To Awesome. And to the students of MS 363 Academy for Personal Leadership and Excellence. Here you go. And now we have the opportunity to honor the principals and those who oversee these young people doing these amazing things that we're excited to celebrate today. And so, Principal Winston Haman.
Can I take a picture with it? Yes, of course. I don't need the microphone. I'm a principal. Listen, first I really, honey, thank you. I really appreciate this. It's an honor. Every year, this is like one of the biggest highlight of the year for me. Come to see not only my students, but also because the work that they do, it affects too many kids in the city, and that's wonderful. They've been in my school for 5 years, and I don't think in 5 years we have lost one single kid to dropping out, thanks to this program. So that deserves a round of applause. It's not only the fact that the kids actually come to school, right? Because coming to school is just half the battle. They have to come and do the work, and they actually do better for themselves, right? To think that education is the weapon for the future. It's going to make a difference in the future, right? And for this program, because there's a lot of drama, a lot of creativity, it's actually giving the kids the tools to express themselves for their own lives. When you go to these drama classes, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something this week. All principals get visited by the superintendent's office, right? And it happens to be that the person came during the time that INAG was presenting one of the classes. They were blown away by the ability of the students to express their feelings, to kind of role play what's going on in their lives. It's just that giving them tools for life. It's not only for that moment, for that class, but for the future. So for that, I thank you so much.
So Principal Angelo Leda, he's not here today, but we honor him as well and the work of all of And finally, we honor Principal Vivian Salinicas.
So yes, I would like to. I also suffer from principal disease and not reading. So I want to say what this program means to our school. And you should know that our students see this program as a way of having a voice. And one of the things we pride ourselves in is giving our students so many opportunities to have a voice. But the work that ENACT does makes many of our students feel that who they are, what they believe in, what they think is okay. And all they have to do is show up. And they convince my kids of what we try to convince them every day, and the synergy works. So I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart for every single child they have saved. I have a student this year that I am handing a diploma to in June because of this program, because otherwise, and that's a fact. And that's something that this program has done for my school and for our kids. And I thank you.
And now we honor the community-based city program at Long Island City High School, Zone 126.
We wanted to thank, on behalf of Zone 126, I'm Andrew Rafidani, and this is Michelle Makabali, my partner in crime at Long Island City High School. We just wanted to thank Enact from the bottom of our heart for all the work that you guys have done in our community of Astoria and Long Island City. Our work is around cradle to college to career, and the fact of the matter is you're working with us to make sure that every child has an opportunity and that they're not falling through the cracks, and for that we are deeply grateful. So thank you and congratulations to all the students tonight from all of the schools. Thank you.
We have a couple more special guests. Diana did mention that we are so grateful to City Council for supporting this program. And so tonight we are also proud to honor Council member Daniel Drum. So Daniel Drum has been a progressive leader in Queens for over 20 years, and he represents District 25, and used to serve as the Education Committee Chair and now the Finance Committee Chair. So Enact recognizes all of his support. He's been a supporter of Enact for many, many years. And unfortunately, he could not be with us tonight because there is a very urgent, the budget meeting is tonight, the budget hearing. So he sent a very short video to accept his honor. So we will play that for you now.
Hi, I'm New York City Council member Daniel Drum, and I'm the chair of the Finance Committee in the New York City Council. That's why I can't attend tonight's event in person. I have a Finance Committee hearing that's going to take me until at least 9 p.m. tonight. But I want to thank the Enact organization for the work that they're doing in our schools. It's been a lifetime of work for me as well, fighting against bullying in our public schools. I came out as an openly gay teacher in 1992 for this exact reason. I wanted to push back against the bullying of LGBT students and teachers in the public school system. Thank you, Enact, for all the work that you're doing. I'm very familiar with your programs, as you know, because I have attended a number of your events. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Cynthia Germanata for the work that she is doing with the Born This Way Foundation. And while I'm at it, let me also thank Shadil Estepan for the work that you are doing with the Born This Way Foundation. The Born This Way Foundation is also dedicated to eradicating bullying and hatred in our public school system. They've done a fantastic job of bringing people together and living up to the Lady Gaga dream of being born this way, which I think is so really important and such a wonderful message to deliver to our students. Love yourselves no matter what. God made us this way and we are born this way. I want to thank Cynthia Germanata, Shadil Estepan, the Born This Way Foundation, and Enact for all the tremendous work that you are doing in our school system. Thank you very, very much.
This is the last short speech, and then we're going to move into a really fun play. There was something that was really important to our students, and that was inviting Hawk Newsome, who's an activist at the forefront of the New York civil rights movement. He has dedicated his adult life to the betterment of his community and our nation as a whole. You know, similarly to our youth, Hawk succumbed to the temptation of his environment and actually dropped out of high school. With the love and support of his family and mentors, like many of you, his athletic ability, he was able to push forward and obtain a GED. He also got a Bachelor's of Science and finally a law degree, which many of our students will also have. He's currently the president of Black Lives Matter New York and works tirelessly leading protests and seeking justice for the families of those slain by overzealous police officers. Hawk loves his family, he loves his people, he loves his youth, and he has pledged his life to bringing justice to an unjust system. Now Hawk is somewhere, oh, he's right here. He also has a brief cameo in our show.
Thank you so much, Diana, to the Enact Foundation, Born This Way. My bio is kind of my speech. I don't know where I'm going with this. I guess, put my book down here. It's The Art of War. You know, we should get copies for the kids. Yeah, so I grew up in the South Bronx. And, yeah, we in there. And the chances were more likely that I would end up in jail than to end up standing here in front of y'all. I kind of want to speak to them back there more than I want to speak to y'all. So I grew up kind of like, how can I put it? Like a Cosby kid, even though that's not a cool thing to say anymore. You know, I had my parents in the household. They were hard-working folks. We were devout Christians. We are devout Christians, and they always taught me the right thing to do. Right, so I knew right from wrong. I had this strong moral sense, but there was so much going on outside that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be down. And that desire led me to hanging out, right? Eventually, I started hanging out during the school hours, which led to me dropping out. I got arrested a couple of times for smoking weed, you know, which is ironically legal now, but we'll talk about that later. But I was just out there getting into trouble, and I was running around with my friends who weren't really my friends, right? Who just wanted me to be out there in the mix with them. And I think when I started coming to my senses was when we got into a fight. We got into a fight, and all of my so-called friends that were tough and had my back ran and left me. And I wound up getting cut. And I still carry that scar with me today. So my family had a benefit intervention. Yes, black families have interventions. It happens. And they were like, listen, you're gonna get your life together. You're moving back home. You're gonna finish up your degree. You're gonna finish up high school. And you're gonna do right by us, but more importantly, by yourself, for yourself. And I played basketball. So even when I was outside in the streets cutting up, I had an activity, kind of like you all have. I had an activity to keep me involved. And eventually, you know, my friends started going to places like Duke, Elton Brand. He went to Duke, Ron Artest, he won the Medal World Peace, he won the championship with Kobe. These were the guys that I played with. But because I wanted to be down and in the streets, they were coming from all over the world playing in the Junior Olympics, and they were showing up with their thing, with a do-rag, my jeans hanging down, Timberlands, smelling like incense. And I just didn't get it right. But everybody around me was telling me, get it right, get it right. So finally, I went back to high school, and I got a scholarship to play basketball in college. But even in college, I still kept messing up. So I guess part of my message here today is resiliency. And when I was a dropout, my parents gave up on me. They said, you know what, we give it to God. They came and they preached to me every morning. They had these sermons about how my life would end up. But then they just gave up. My family just, outside of my household, they just wrote me off. I didn't have that support that y'all had, right? And even if it was there, I was ignoring it and not doing what I was supposed to do. So in college, I kept messing up, but I stayed on track. I kept bouncing back. And that's what I want to give to y'all. No matter who doubts you, no matter who says you can't do what you set your heart to doing, if you believe in yourself, have faith in a higher power, you can have faith in God, have faith in whatever you want, but believe in you. Believe no matter what this world says, that you will achieve what you want to achieve as long as you work hard. I found myself in law school, right? I graduated with 2.6, barely, so that means I barely graduated college, right? And I wanted to go to law school. And I sent out so many applications to college, to law school, and they turned me down 3 years in a row. I just couldn't get into law school. They were like, are you serious? You got 6 arrests and a 2.6. Are you kidding me? Not my law school, right? So a little lesson in networking. I was flying out to LA, and I was happy because I'm tall and I had like a whole row to myself. And, I'm a little hood. I had my Jordan up on the seat. I was chilling, right? And then this little old Jewish man, I woke up and he was standing next to me. He was like 80 years old. And I sucked my teeth like, all these seats on the plane, you want to sit next to me? And I started up a conversation with him. Pays to talk to people, right? And he was an investment banker. Turns out he went to Jerusalem on Christmas with a man that owned the law school. So that man became my mentor and made a phone call and got me into law school, right? So now is when the stuff hit the fan, right? Because I was a dropout who skated through college, and now I'm in law school with real students, right? People who study all the time. And I had to succeed. I wanted it so bad. So the last 6 weeks of every semester, I lived in the law library. I would see people, I would come in, say hi to the library staff. I would see most of them go home from work, and I was still there when they came back in the morning. I was dedicated, and I just had to catch up. There was so much catching up to do, and that's when I tell you about resilience. No matter where you are, if you work hard, you can dig yourself out of that hole. So now, I'm here. I graduated from law school, and my last year of law school, Trayvon Martin happened, right? So I organized a protest at my law school, and I was amazed because not only did you have the Black and Latino students show up, but you had white students show up. You had adjunct professors who were judges, who were white, showing up with hoodies on, like, we stand with you. And I felt the calling for social justice. And when I graduated, Eric Garner was killed. And I started marching, and I've been marching ever since. And I'm going to wrap up because I'm really anxious to see the show, but just know that there are a lot of young people involved in our movement. We are nonviolent. We are very focused on being strategic. Actually, my mentee is 17 years old. She's at her prom tonight, and I bought her a prom dress. I'm looking at my phone to see the pictures come in. But she came into our organization 2 years ago, kind of shaky, soft-spoken. A month ago, she received the Princeton Prize on Race Relations. So, I just want to tell y'all, statistics are garbage. You can overcome oppression, but if you do one thing and one thing only for Hawk Newsome, make sure when you make it, you come back and give back.
So Hawk, you're an inspiration. Thank you for sharing your story. And to the kids who are listening, Hawk comes from a close family, right? But no family is immune from a problem happening to their children. It happened to mine as well. So I thank you for sharing that, because I think that is a life lesson to learn that this can happen to anybody, no matter what type of a family or no matter what type of a background that you come from. And as he said, there's no magic. It's hard work, digging yourself out, and it's love and it's support from those around you. So I have the privilege of announcing the start of this incredible performance. Show up, and you're going to show up for us now, and we will always show up for you.
I'm Cristina Hernandez, and I've been with ENACT for 18 years. I love ENACT. Most of my really good friends are people that I've met because of ENACT, so I'm grateful for that. And I stay with ENACT because I feel like this organization gives kids a voice, and I'm glad that I'm part of it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm still Emily, and I've been with ENACT for 21 years. I stay with ENACT because I keep growing through this work. I love the students we serve. They remind me what's important.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Elkin. This is my 3rd year with ENACT, and I love working with ENACT because I love working with our students at Khalil Gibran. They are so passionate, and they are angry, and they are outraged about the state of the world right now, but they are also so hopeful and joyful, and I love getting to be able to be part of something that gives them a creative voice for that.
I'm Carrie Watt, and I have been with ENACT. I was an intern with ENACT 2 years ago, but I actually started working for them full-time in February. So very new, but thrilled to be here. And I love ENACT because I love making theater together because it builds community and relationships, and it's wonderful.
Hi, I'm Edward O'Glennis. I've been with ENACT for 13 years now. An example of why I've been with them for so long is 2 weeks ago, I was working in an alternate learning center where the kids come in and out after being in trouble. And one of the kids that was leaving after we'd been there for a bit said to me, yo, mister, I just want to, like, what? He's like, I just want you to know I'm using the skills. I'm gonna keep using them, man. I'm like, okay. Great. So that's why I do it.
Hi, I'm Atara Volkelstein. This is my 1st year with ENACT. I've been working as a drama therapy intern at Khalil Gibran all school year. And I love ENACT because I get to work with the students and learn from them every day that I'm with them. And I love how ENACT allows them to really feel seen and connected.
Hey guys, my name is Sophia. I've been a teaching artist with ENACT for only 3 years. But I love this company. I love working for them. It has really taught me the power of empathy and connection. And it really gives a space for these kids, a safe space for these kids to be seen and really be who they are.
Hi, my name is Alicia Thompson, and I've been with ENACT for 22 years. I am in love with the work. I love working with the children. I've seen us transform lives. Like Ed said, I've run into several students over the years, and they've told us how we've transformed their lives. So I know that we make a huge impact. And I've also met some of my best friends, and now they're family to me.
By the way, we are from MS 363 in the Bronx.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enact tonight! Oh my gosh, hey Marvin, we are so excited to see all of you here showing up for all of our students. My name is Adam Stevens. I've been with Enact for 2 years. I started as an intern, and today I'm working as a drama therapist. This is very exciting. And this is my friend,
Marvin Shalhoub. I'm also a student at Khalil Gibran. I've been with Enact for almost 4 to 5 years. So I'm really excited to be back.
All right. So tonight you're going to witness the stories of all the students from all the schools that are represented here tonight. Their stories are full of love. Their stories are full of hope. Their stories allow us to dream. So we always start at Enact by saying quiet on the set and action. So we're going to invite our beautiful audience to help us out with this as we begin the show. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and then
action.
Let's try it out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, action! Enjoy the show!
I stand up against bullying, and I do that by standing up to others when they're doing the wrong thing and telling them not to do it and to do the right thing. I use my voice to help others who don't really want to stand up for themselves because they think they're gonna get hurt by the other person. What makes me feel powerful is support, from my family, my friends, people that are close to me, because I feel like if I do something wrong, they will correct me, and I know what I'm gonna do to get better. From my math, I learned a lot of things, but mostly to be honest to other people, because if you're not honest, you're not gonna feel comfortable with what you're doing, or who to trust and who to don't. I stand up against violence, and I stand for justice. I stand up for those things because the violence, I don't get the point of it, why is the school shooting and all this stuff going on? Because they didn't get to anywhere, basically. I use my voice to change the world by standing up for people, and if they get bullied, I go to help them so they'll feel like they matter and they don't feel bad about themselves. What makes me feel powerful is loyalty, when you're loyal to somebody. Because when you're loyal, more people like to hang out with you. So also to be honest, and learn how to be around people, anybody. Even if they don't like you, just try to get along with them so they'll see the right side of you.
I stand up against racism, and I stand up against racism by making sure that people that are from other religions, that they feel good about themselves, and that they don't feel like they have to change because of the way they change. I use my voice to change the school because when someone feels bad about themselves, or they feel like they don't belong, I help them out and make sure that they feel good about themselves. And I feel like that will change the world because if I tell one person that, they'll make sure to tell another person that so that the other person feels good about themselves and racism will no longer be achieved. What makes me feel powerful is when I know that other people are not getting negatively affected by me, and when I can stand up for somebody and make them feel good about themselves. And the truth is that if you don't stand up for something, you fall for anything.
We are children.
We are children.
Somos niños.
Somos niños.
We shouldn't be afraid.
We shouldn't be afraid.
We need to be protected.
We need to be protected.
We need to be loved.
We need to be loved.
We are children.
We are children.
We are your children.
We are your children.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Once upon a time, not a long time ago, lived a girl named
to this country from the Dominican Republic, I thought money was gonna grow on trees. And I would just pluck it and buy all the candy I wanted to all day. But then I realized money doesn't grow on trees. But I was still glad to be here. There were so many opportunities, so many activities that I was involved in. Oh, and when I saw that snow, oh my goodness, oofa! It was coming down and it was beautiful. And you touch it and it was cold and it melted in your hand. And you can actually have snowball fight. You can actually have a fight and have fun even though it's cold. I couldn't believe it. I was in this magical place. And although money does not grow on trees, this is the land of opportunity.
5, 6, 7, 8. She moved to this place that was way uptown, the Bronx. Made some friends, even learned how to clown. When did the chicken cross the road? Not when, Tina. Why? Where did the chicken cross the road? Not where. ¿Por qué? Why did the chicken? Why did the chicken cross the road? Bueno. Why? How should I know? Do I fit in? Do I fit in? Do I fit in? Do I fit in? Do I fit in now? Yes! 5, 6, 7, 8. She moved right in and got busy with her time. Cheerleading step, even learned how to rhyme. Come on, Tina, come on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. She raised her hand, tried her best in class, never talked because Harvard really gave respect.
I am your teacher.
I am your teacher.
Stop talking.
Stop talking.
Wake up.
Wake up, come on.
No phone.
No phones in this school.
Yes, Tina. The answer is 15. Tina, you are correct. You are my best student.
I wanted to be a teacher my whole life, ever since I was a little girl. And it's not easy, let me tell you. I mean, what kids have to go through nowadays, there's no comparison. Bullying, Facebook taunts, being jumped, drugs, all kinds of online slaughtering. There's crazy things that kids have to go to, not even to mention fitting in, mental illness, learning disabilities, trauma. What these kids have to navigate, forget it. Tina is a great kid. She works really hard. She's an amazing student in my class. And the other girls, they give her a lot of trouble. She wears this little headband with cat ears. For her, it's like this diamond tiara. And every day, one girl takes it, they hide it. And I have to say, where are her cat ears? And donde? You know, as a teacher, my job is to make my classroom safe and to make my kids feel like they belong. That's when I can teach them. And now I hear in the news they're saying, we want to arm classroom teachers. I don't want a gun in my classroom. A gun is not going to make my students feel safe. A gun is going to make my classroom feel unsafe. Why don't you arm me with books, after-school programs, social-emotional resources? I didn't become a teacher to pack heat. Would you ask a nurse to carry a gun? I don't think so.
5, 6, 7. Along the way, she had a trouble or two. Mostly beefs with the girls from her crew.
Come on, Tina! Mañana.
Well, Tina, let me break it down for you, right? So when we fight, you fight.
That's right there.
And when we go to the store, we don't buy things, we borrow them.
5 finger disco!
Yeah, come on! Whoa! You gotta fight. Get ready. Hay que pelear. Prepárate. Let's go.
Here, take my earring.
Yes, my earrings. Check. Take them off. Okay, here's the Vaseline. What is this for?
That way it can't scratch my face.
When you use Vaseline, they what?
They can't scratch my face.
Please!
5, 6, 7, 8. They tried to change her up. She went for the ride, so she had to give up.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, come on, get up. Get up. Come on, get out of there, you little squirrel.
5, 6, 7, 8. Then one fine day she had enough. She looked in the mirror, sick of acting all tough.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who am I?
I don't know what happens. When I get in the mode and I gotta fight, it's like I'm outside of myself and I can't feel my body. I don't know where to start. I don't know where I am. I just get in the zone and I get pumped. I can't even stop myself. And I don't know what to do. I'm outside of my body. My heart's racing.
Who am I?
You are not you. You need to find a role model, girl.
I need to talk to my big cousin. She always has my back.
Listen up, Tina.
Why are you following people who lead you to the wrong place? You get home late, worry your mother's sick, she's crying in the couch waiting for you to get home at 9 o'clock in the night. How do you think that makes her feel? She's calling the school, the neighbor, your friends, everywhere, and you don't appear? Not only that, but your grades went all the way down. You used to be a good student, and now you're failing all your classes? You have a future to get to. Think about that, Tina.
You're right. I'm following the wrong crowd. I need a role model. Who are your role models? ¿Quiénes son sus modelos a seguir?
My mom is my role model. She helps me focus. My role model shows me to be brave.
My role model shows me how to study.
Mi modelo a seguir me ayuda a pensar.
My role model shows me what to do. My role model shows me I belong. My role model shows me not to fight. My role model helps me stay strong.
My role model helps me believe in myself.
My role model helps me be a better person.
My role model shows me my strengths.
We are children.
We are children.
No child should be afraid of gunshots.
No child should be afraid of gunshots.
No child should be afraid of bullying.
No child should be afraid of bullying.
No child should be neglected.
No child should be neglected.
We should feel safe.
We should feel safe.
We need to feel loved.
We need to feel loved.
We need to feel like you're taking care of us.
We need to feel like you're taking care of us.
We are children.
We are children.
We are your children.
We are your children.
And the way to stand up for it is more of a depending thing on a person. So it's not really just a word thrown, it's more of a meaning that it has behind it. This message that we have prepared for everybody will definitely change everyone and how they view things, so we can all grow together. What makes me powerful is like friends and family, and mostly music, because it's been there with me my whole life.
I stand for women's empowerment, and I try to make a change, and I tell everybody that women are just as equal to anybody else on this planet. I say what's on my mind, even though some people might not agree with what I say. If I speak how I feel, maybe somebody else who feels the same way will say how they feel about the things I've said.
I stand for beauty. To me, beauty is not about physical appearance for me. Like, it's about what's inside that I believe is so beautiful. I will use my voice to change the world, actually. I'm actually thinking about, for me, I think people have been overlooking a lot of stuff in society, and for me, using my voice to change the world would be if I could actually make my dream come true. I want to be able to inspire others like people inspired me.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
I remember when I first started teaching, the students and the staff used to mistake me for one of the kids. Yeah. Now that never happens. I remember the security guards used to say, hey, you, where's your hall pass? And I would say, oh no, I'm not a student. I'm a teaching artist. I'm here every Tuesday until May. Here's my ID. I'm grown. I remember being so close to the kids. Not just in age, but I could really relate to them, you know? The fear of not finding my place in the world, the anxiety of not fitting in, the bullies, the broken hearts, the shame. But we didn't have Facebook and Instagram for the whole world to see. Sure, we had our tragedies that would just rock us to the core, and injustice. But now, the gap seems so much wider, and the needs are so great. And the world just keeps exploding all around us. And the traumas and the tragedies, one after the other. And now, I look at them, and they could be my daughters.
They can be my daughters.
They are my daughters. I'm their teacher. And in many ways,
We are still them.
I don't fit in. No encajo.
They never really see me.
They said I'm not pretty enough. This is my country.
You don't know who I am.
who are you?
Alienation, isolation, separation. Alienation, isolation, separation. Alienation, isolation, separation. Alienation, isolation, separation. Alienation, isolation.
This is my country.
Alienation, isolation.
They said I'm not pretty enough.
Alienation, isolation.
I don't fit in.
Alienation, isolation, separation.
Who are you?
Alienation, isolation, separation. Alienation, isolation, separation.
My father says,
What do you have to be anxious or depressed about?
Your job is to
Go to school.
Go to school.
And get good grades.
Get good grades.
So you can be ready for the world.
Ready for the world.
The school is the world. And last year in my world, I had no power. Last year I went to a world full of mean girls.
Mean girls.
A world of failing grades. A world of hanging out with the wrong friends. Or no friends at all. A world of being wrong all the time. The wrong shoes.
Wrong.
The wrong color.
Wrong.
The wrong body.
Wrong.
A world full of no's and not you's and bombs going off everywhere in my head. But now things are different. Now I'm with the crew that everybody wants to be a part of. And now I have the power. And I love it.
I'm always on the outside. They never let me in. I don't fit into this box. Maybe I could be a wall where nobody can get through. Or maybe I could be a square because I don't fit into the circle.
We got the power.
We got the power.
Oh my god.
Selfie.
Oh my god.
business on Snapchat.
So your business. She just wants to be beautiful. She goes. I know that she knows those women she craves, attention she praises, an image she prays to be sculpted by the sculptor.
Hey, okay? I'm talking to you. ¿Habla español?
No.
No habla español?
No, I don't speak Spanish. I give up. I just won't do anything for you anymore.
Excuse me? Watch how you talk to your mother.
Watch how you talk to your mother. I told you, I do not want you going to those rallies.
But Mom, what's happening is not right.
No, Mom, I want to say what I want to say.
I know, mi amor, but I can't.
No. I've asked you over and over again, but you don't listen. It's not my fault that you brought me to this country and I learned English better than you.
This has nothing to do with you.
It has everything to do with all of us.
You are not an immigrant.
You know how much I wanted to sing like Dad used to do? Why can't you just understand that? When doctors and teachers call, I always have to answer and I have to translate. I always do everything for you, but you do nothing for me.
No, but I could be, and others fought for us, and I'm still fighting.
Exactly. Still fighting and still getting hurt. And I don't want you to get hurt.
You
don't get it! Freeze!
Why is this so hard? She reminds me of me when I was her age. How can I get her to understand?
Why doesn't she understand me? I am passionate about these things. This is who I am. This is me.
But what if our voices are not heard? What if our voices are not heard?
What if we don't make an impact?
But we do have the power.
Who are you? Alienation? Isolation? Separation? Or unity?
We all wear red on Mondays, but do we really know each other?
Red like the color of the blood that runs through all of us.
And pumps our heart.
Red like passion and resistance.
And love.
And love.
Red like a torch. Like a torch.
Pass it on.
Who are you?
I am unique.
I am confident.
I am beautiful.
I am truth.
I am who I am.
I am power.
I am love. Love is unity. Unity is us. Who are you?
I use my voice in school by protesting against things that I feel that is wrong. I see my voice changing the world a word at a time, one word at a time. What makes me feel powerful is when my voice is heard and action is taken. My voice is heard when I talk to like teachers or other students and see if they feel the same way and we can like form something. I stand up for equal rights. I stand up for people who don't have a voice. I use my voice for power. What ENACT has done for me is it has boosted my confidence and has given me hope for the future. I'm going to college for the fall.
Well, one of the things I stand up for is Black Lives Matter and equal rights. Well, I use my voice through songwriting and like acting, expressing how I feel, because like those things are like what makes me me. I feel powerful because every time I would write a song or like act out something, I feel powerful because it means a lot. I feel great, you know. Like I feel like people are actually listening to what I'm writing and to like what I'm putting out there, because most of the time I feel like I'm not heard or whatever. For the young people out there, be yourself and speak up and speak out, because when you think your voice doesn't matter, change is not gonna happen. So for all you young guys, young people out there, speak up.
We listen, don't we? Okay. Listen, I have some bad news. Your teacher, Miss D, has been detained by ICE agents.
What?
Okay, all right, come on. Calm down. Now, I gotta be honest with you, it doesn't look very good. There's a really good chance that she's gonna be deported.
What about my dad?
What about my mom?
Okay, listen, just let me finish. Okay, so what Miss D would want is for us to all stay positive, right? And most of all, for you guys to continue the teaching that she was giving you, okay? So for right now, I want you to just keep your chin up. And we're going to we're going to have a study period in the library, okay? So everybody out of here, we're going to study everything that she taught us in the library. Let's go, come on. Yeah, well, come on. Yeah, come on, chin up, man.
I don't even know what to say. Yesterday, Miss D was just teaching us about the quantum theory. Today she's gone? Is that how it goes? One day you're here and the next day you're erased? Whenever I see ICE on TV, I get paranoid. I feel like they might come to my house, take my mother away, my father away, deport him, her, just like they did to Miss D. But I can't think about it too much. Miss D was the only teacher who believed I was smart. I went to her class one day just to ask, why you always picked on me? I never raised my hand. She replied with,
because you always know the answer. You just need a little help finding your voice.
Ms. D, thank you for helping me find myself, for helping me find my voice.
What? Are you putting on Saturday?
Hey, there is a protest on Saturday. Have you ever felt like you're not heard? If you had some things and issues that you want to talk about, come to the protest Saturday. It's good to know. You gotta come. You gotta come to the protest. Everyone needs to come.
Nah, I got things to do.
Isn't it supposed to be important or something?
We're high school students. Our voice doesn't matter.
Word. What we from the vending machine task force?
Hey, yeah, my talkies have been stuck there for months.
See you James.
Step up!
Hands!
You know, you're sweating a lot.
Yeah, I'm super into dodgeball.
You are so much like a boy. Oh, are you a transgender person?
What? No, I just like sports.
Just a little tip, if you want to be more like a girl, you should probably be less aggressive.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about wearing makeup? You should do something with this hair. Don't you think, Cass?
Oh my god. It would really bring out the real you. My whole life people have been telling me how to be a girl.
Girls should wear dresses.
Girls should have tea parties.
Girls should play with Barbies.
Girls should not raise their voice.
Girls should know how to cook.
Girls should be gentle and caring.
Girls should be submissive.
Girls should not raise their voice. Girls should not raise their voice. Girls should not raise their voice. Boys, girls.
But you know what? I never liked any of that stuff. I never liked princesses. I never liked to wear pink. It's not that I want to be a boy or anything. I just want people to know that there is more than one way of being a girl. I've always been outside of the lines. I'm not about to change that now because they tell me to. I'm just me. Take it or leave it. Watch your back, Tiffany.
Freeze!
Freeze! Freeze!
Freeze!
Freeze!
Freeze!
Freeze! We used to go through many things, still going through them. Trying to end the slavery, we thought our lives were ruined. Couldn't change their attitude, so we moved the longitude. With the great migration, the other people were hating. Half of us were debating the further we're gonna live. Racist people should apologize for what they did. We stood up for our rights. We ain't going down without a fight. When I say fight, it's not with weapons or violence, but we can't be silenced. Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream. I have a dream too, and that's Black Lives Matter.
I went prom shopping with Bob. I went to try on this dress, and somebody was pointing at Bobby, and suddenly the cops were there and he was being handcuffed. It's not okay to be followed around a store every time.
It's not okay.
It's not okay that they assume that Bobby's a criminal.
It's not okay.
It's not okay this happens every time.
It's not okay.
My mom says I should be happy this didn't turn out worse, but I'm pissed. I'm not gonna let them bully us. We need to fight for everyone. It's just not Bobby or me. It's you and you and you. It's all of us. We need to take a stand. You need to take a stand. I need to take a stand.
Our kids, our youth, our students. It's their hopes and dreams and resilience that keeps us going. Their lives matter. Youth matters.
Being quiet's not a choice.
Being quiet's not a choice. Use the power of your voice.
Use the power of your voice.
Issues such as like police brutality and issues such as like feminism and all that kind of stuff. And I also, if I see somebody that's being rude to a certain group of people, if I see people that are just like so like warped in their ignorance, I always try to call them out on it. In school, I use my voice to be an advocate for like equality and important issues, and I also sing, so that's another way that I use my voice. And I also act within the ENACT program, and we always touch on like important topics like bullying. And in the world, when I grow older, I want to use my voice to just be an advocate for justice because I want to be a lawyer. But I would definitely use my voice to just advocate for, you know, like equality and making sure that people always get what they deserve. Well, ENACT is like such a very beneficial program because before I got into ENACT, I was very, very shy. I didn't really speak to anybody at my school, but ENACT showed me that you don't have to be the best of friends with everybody to allow your gift to be shown. And it allowed me also to work with people that aren't always on my same maturity level. We don't always have things in common, but it allowed me to work with them and just look past differences and learn that like art is the bigger picture and that we're just trying to convey an important message.
I stand up for Black Lives Matter, and I stand up for anything that has to do with minorities, and justice for minorities, because I feel that as being a young Black man, that is my responsibility to do for the generation of colored kids. And whether you're Hispanic or African American, Indian or Arab, I stand up for your rights because I feel like our rights are usually overshadowed, and I would like to be an advocate for that. I use my voice to change my school by standing up for kids when they're being mistreated. Often I find myself getting in a lot of arguments with people over political views that they may have that are against minorities. And I use my voice as well to sing, and I feel like I minister to people when I do those things, whether I'm singing or acting. What makes me feel powerful is when I act or sing, or when I'm in a debate with somebody, like the acting or singing. Part of me is because I'm from theater and I'm actually in productions where I talk about social issues. And and when I act or when I sing, something takes over me and I'm not myself. And it's what the message is, and that's what usually takes over me, and it makes me feel powerful.
I stand for minorities because it's so unfair when I see a minority being treated so unequal than the others, and I also stand up for rights for other people because when other people can't speak up, I'm the voice that they need. I see my voice changing the school by helping spread the word to help each other in other situations and to stand up. What makes me feel powerful is playing basketball and also helping others and around the community.
Last night I had a dream about hope. Hope. But in reality, I see despair. Despair. I want my dream to be reality. Reality. I want reality to wake up from its nightmare. Nightmare.
Inequality.
Inequality.
Racism.
Racism.
Sexism.
Sexism.
Police brutality.
Police brutality.
Gun violence.
Gun violence.
Hate based on sexual orientation.
Sexual orientation.
Or gender expressions.
Gender expression.
Or disability.
Disability.
Or religion.
Religion.
Discrimination.
Discrimination.
Stereotyping.
Stereotyping.
War.
War.
Are these the things we're fighting for?
Do you know what it felt like? To be told that you are not enough.
Not good enough.
Not brave enough.
Not white enough. Not black enough.
Not skinny enough.
Not pretty enough.
Not tough enough. Not man enough.
Not American enough.
Not enough.
Not enough. But we are enough.
We are sick and tired of the violence that abounds.
The racism that surrounds.
The intolerance all around.
Isn't it sad that when you get hurt so much, you say that I'm used to it?
I'm used to it.
Isn't it sad when you stop noticing the things that's going on around you?
Is this a dream or is it reality?
Are we awake or are we asleep?
Hello and welcome to the Dream Counseling Center. Asking for help is the very first step.
The first step.
Now it seems as though you have been struggling to understand all the bad things happening in the world.
Bad things happening in the world. You could say that again.
I mean, it's hard to see people in pain all around you.
Yeah.
Can you describe what it feels like?
It feels like I'm trapped inside.
Trapped.
With no way out.
No way out.
It feels like there's a balloon filling up inside my chest. It's overwhelming.
So you feel overwhelmed?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah. What else do you feel?
I feel scared.
Scared.
Anxious.
Anxious.
Sad.
Sad.
Like I wish there was something I could do.
We've been seeing this way too much lately.
Way too much.
I just had the strangest dream.
Welcome to the 30th Annual Dream Award Ceremony. Our very first special recipient is one celebrity.
Thank you all so much for this honor. This has always been my dream. But as I stand here, the world is tearing apart at the seams. As senior year comes to an end and senior superlatives are sent in, Africa wins most likely to be colonized. The Middle East wins most likely to be demonized, while East Asia is awarded the title of most likely to strategize. Number 45 caused such a great divide that even North Korea watches with praying eyes. Europe victors is most likely to patronize, feeling their superiority override the countries they vandalize. Australia subsides as the Aboriginals are left to die on the soil they saw buried alive. And so they arise as most likely to hide one of the world's most tragic genocides. South America and the Caribbean win, most likely to be forgotten, while the stench of slavery leaves their soul rotten. As the war show continues, North America sits proudly on the mountain of lies they used to hide behind. Shocked and confused, America boos as they win, most likely to be divided by race, class, religion, and pride. As I grace the stage to accept my award, I hear the crowd roar, I see the chaos, and I feel the horror. Yet my eyes turn bright as I win, most likely to revolutionize. Because I'd rather die than to see this world go through further demise.
Our next reward recipient is Chad.
Someone once told me that God never gives you more than you can handle. Well, I wonder what I can handle. I wonder what the world can handle. At 16, I still have dreams, but what if my dreams aren't realistic? What if my dreams are of world peace and eternal love? Or what if my dreams are that kids are not afraid they're going to be the next victim of a school shooting? Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe the world has just been given more than it can handle. I wake up every day and I think about how I keep dreaming despite difficult realities. And this is why I humbly accept this award, because I have lived, loved, laughed, but above all, I've dared to dream. I'd like to thank the Academy, and remember, your dreams are reality with expression.
This is Atara from New York One, reporting live outside the Dream Awards, where some protests have broken out.
Hey, you missed my speech at the Dream Awards ceremony.
Who can celebrate at a time like this? That's why I'm out here in support of Black Lives Matter. It's scary to see all the inequalities unfold in front of me and feel like I could be the next victim. Like every time I hear about a black person getting arrested, that person could be me. I'm a black American girl living in a world that basically don't accept me based on my appearance.
I can relate to that. It feels like people don't understand me or what I'm going through. They expect me to act or be a certain way, and it feels unfair. My life as a young black man matters. My life as a young black man matters.
My life as a black woman matters.
My life as a black man matters. Our lives as black people matter.
And it's the same with me too. Just like it was the same with Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, and Sandra Bland, and many countless others. I mean, I'm sure this guy gets it. Wakanda forever.
It is easy to ignore until it happens to you, like if you lose someone important to someone you love.
But that's not the only protest happening outside of the Dream Awards today.
Hey, how long have you been out here?
Not long enough.
But it's getting dark. Don't you want to go inside?
Yeah, aren't you hungry? Nope, not until they hear me.
What if they never see you?
No! They're trying to take away my education. They're trying to stop me from living here. They're trying to take away my chance to become successful.
Well, that won't change in one night.
Well, why not? I lived here pretty much my whole life, and I could lose my my home in one night if that's what's taken away. I don't have time to waste.
Well, you don't have to do this alone.
Yeah, we stand with you.
What do you mean?
I'll help you.
Really?
Yeah.
You will do that?
You're my friend, and yeah, you're my friend. I don't want to lose you. I'm not gonna stand by and see them treat you that way. Besides, what could happen to you that else happens to me?
Welcome to Madison Square Garden of Dreams!
I'm gonna be a famous rapper. I wanna be a comedian.
I'm gonna be a famous actor.
I'm gonna be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
I will see you there.
I'm gonna show the haters.
What are you guys talking about? None of that's gonna happen. Come on, man. Why you gotta be like that? Let them have their dreams. Look around you. Does any of this seem realistic?
I mean, to be honest, Mateo writes all lyrics.
Facts.
Sadiq's mad funny.
Facts.
Man's mad good at ball.
Facts.
This guy said in the right place.
Facts.
What did you do the dream police?
Yeah, why you gotta smash our dreams?
Some days, nothing seems possible. Everyone's fighting at home, everyone's fighting at school. And sometimes I just feel like, what's the point? What's the point in trying if I don't even believe in myself? How am I supposed to support my friends, family, my community, if I don't even believe in myself?
Sometimes life feels like a nightmare, but you don't have to face it all.
Dreams can be reality when we dream them together.
A dream we dream together is power.
A dream we dream together is power. A dream we dream together is power. A dream we dream together is power.
It all means nothing if you don't stand up for something. You just can't walk the walk.
You gotta talk the talk.
Yes, you do. It all means nothing if you don't stand up for something. So I'll stand up for you.
Three, two, one, and.
Well, all right. Wasn't that show just fabulous? These kids are really something, but you know, I feel the need to be honest with you right now, you know? They were just kids, and what you just witnessed, what you just saw, was the work of just that. Kids. I mean, do you really believe that schools are not well funded? Well, you, what's all this Black Lives Matter stuff about? I mean, I keep hearing Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. What's it all about? I mean, I feel that this is a great time to end the show on a right note. I'm gonna stand up for something. I stand up for the fact that the government is doing a great job. Because I believe that education is well funded here in the United States. I stand up because I believe it's time to make America great. Yes, again. I stand up. What do you stand up for? What do you stand up for?
I stand up for justice.
I stand up for equality.
I stand for community.
I stand for education.
I stand for unity. I stand for hope.
I stand for equal rights.
Okay. But you're just a few kids, like a handful of kids, just a small group. What could you possibly do, just you kids? A small group.
I stand up for you. I stand up for you. I stand up for you. I stand up for all youth.